Hello.
All right, looks like we have a start about to get underway.
6 moving break to finish.
Followed by International Raw Materials in lane 1. And in lane 3, Vanguard. And as the boats are crossing about the halfway mark on the race course, it's Glen Mead out in front. International Raw Materials in lane 1 on the inside in the green, and Vanguard in lane 3 on the outside. Coming into the end of the race here, it's Glen Mead still with a commanding lead.
Okay, you guys
Just keep going. You're going it's go down the other end.
And coming into the finish line here, as they pick it up for the sprint, it's Glen Mead out in front. International Raw Materials in lane 1. Glen Mead's strong finish here, coming into the end of the race. And it's Glen Mead, followed by International Raw Materials. And Vanguard finishing up here. And that'll do it for the first final for the Corporate Challenge Novices. Coming up, final number 2, Hope Page, SEI, and Glen Mead B. And it looks like we've had a false start on the second final. A little bit of interference by lane 2, so they've called them back and they will restart the second final of the Corporate Challenge Novices. Of course, following these Corporate Challenge races, we have some elite single sculling events. Do not miss this very competitive elite men's and women's sculling races. And we have a start in the second final. Again, we have Hope Page in lane 1, SEI in lane 2, and Glenmead B in lane 3. And it looks like SEI is out to an early lead on this very shortened course. People rowing for the first time in some of these boats here. Can be a very interesting experience. SEI out in lane 2 with a fairly commanding lead. SEI in the green shirts, crossing about the middle of the course here. And it continues to be SEI out in front. With less than 250 meters to go, it's still SEI in lane 2. And Glenn Mead looks to be in second place on the outside in lane 3, followed by Hope Page in lane 1. SEI coming into the finish here, picking up their cadence a little bit for the end of the race. And SEI with a strong lead, about to cross the finish line here. And it's SEI. Glenmead B on the outside in lane 3, crosses in second place. Followed by Hope Page, crossing the line for third place. All right, that was the second final for the Corporate Challenge Novices. Up next, we have the Corporate Challenge Intermediate Final, which will be 4 boats across. And we already have a start in the intermediate final. 4 boats in that event. Vanguard in lane 1, SEI in lane 2, Aberdeen in lane 3, and PricewaterhouseCoopers in lane 4. This is the Corporate Challenge Intermediate Final on the race course right now. 4 boats across. A little treat to some sprint racing during the fall head race season. And it looks like SEI in lane 2 is out to a lead, followed by Aberdeen in second place in lane 3. Vanguard in lane 1 in third place, and PCW 4. They're over halfway here. SEI still out to a lead. Holding their lead with about 250 meters to go. It continues to be SEI in lane 2.
Excuse me.
SEI in lane 2 in the green shirts coming into the last 100 meters of the race. In second place, Aberdeen. Close behind them in third place is Vanguard. And I think it's going to be SEI here in the intermediate challenge. Picking up their cadence at the end of the race here. And it's SEI crossing first. Aberdeen holding on to their lead in lane 3. And Vanguard in third place in lane 1. And not far behind, PricewaterhouseCoopers crossing for fourth place. SEI, congratulations. One more corporate challenge before we get into the elite singles sculls racing. We have the corporate challenge advanced final. In lane 1 we have Vanguard, and in lane 2 we have the Schuylkill Navy.
Turning the mic off in between.
One more corporate challenge, 8 race, and then we get into the elite single sculls. Stick around, you're going to see a very high level of racing from elite rowers. It's going to be very exciting. On deck now, though, the Corporate Challenge Advanced Final. We have Vanguard in lane 1 and the Schuylkill Navy in lane 2. Both boats are sitting attention at the start. This should prove to be a very exciting event as well. And we have a clean start. Vanguard in lane 1 in the red shirts, and in lane 2 in the white shirts, the Schuylkill Navy. Both boats getting after it very strong early on. They seem almost dead even. This is going to be a race all 750 meters, so pay attention, folks. Vanguard slightly understroking in lane 1. Both boats looking very strong, however. Both boats very strong here. Only 750 meters to put it out there as they approach the halfway point on the course. I cannot tell who's out in front. Could be Vanguard by a little bit. Looks like Schuylkill Navy is taking their cadence up here. This is going to be a race right down to the finish line, folks. Shortened course, higher ratings. Very exciting dual race going on right now. And as they close into the last 250 meters, still cannot tell who's ahead. It is Vanguard in lane 1, Schuylkill Navy outside in the white shirts. It might be Schuylkill Navy on the outside by just a little bit, coming into the last few strokes of the race here. And I think it's the Schuylkill Navy out in front. Vanguard pulling up strong. And it's Schuylkill Navy. Wow, very close finish. Strong race. All right, ladies and gentlemen, up next, the Elite Scullers. The first event will be the women. Jevi Stone in lane 1. Miroslava Kunikova in lane 2. Kim Crow in lane 3. And Chantal Achterberg in lane 4. The Elite Women's Single Sculls are coming up next. And for the Elite Women's Race in lane 1, Jevi Stone. Jevi rose out of Boston and just won the Single Sculls at the head of the Charles Regatta last weekend and stroked the winning Great 8 that included all 3 of her Gold Cup challengers in the boat as well. Last year, Ms. Stone balanced her rigorous rowing regimen with her MD studies at Tufts University and finished second in the women's championship singles. At the 50th running of the regatta last Saturday in Boston, the Massachusetts native would not be denied as she claimed her 5th title, winning the race in 18 minutes 39 seconds. From the Czech Republic in lane 2, Mirka is the reigning gold medalist in the single from the 2012 London Olympics and the reigning Gold Cup champion for the women. She was the first woman to hold the Gold Cup title since the competition had only been open to men before its disappearance back in the 1960s. In fact, the Gold Cup competition may have set off her winning streak because just after the 2011 Gold Cup, she went to Bled, Slovenia, where she took the gold in the World Rowing Championships and then competed in 2012 in London, winning the gold. And in lane 3, Kim Crow from Australia. Kim holds 2 Olympic medals from 2012's London Games, a bronze in the single sculls and a silver in the double sculls. She was the only rower to compete in 2 events, a bit of a risk, but one that paid off. And when she's not racking up medals, she's a lawyer, focusing on many things including sports law matters. Lawyering aside, she has had her heart set on winning Olympic gold since childhood. She is, however, one of the few rowers here that doesn't come from a family tradition of rowing. In fact, she has said her dad still doesn't know the difference between a double, a pair, or a quad and a 4. Kim placed second in the World Championships in Amsterdam this year, just behind New Zealand's Emma Twigg. In 2013, however, she earned her first gold at the World Championships in Korea, inching out Emma. It may be a tight race with her and Napkova today, as they have the top standings in the field. And finally, in lane 4, Chantal Achterberg has begun to move up the rankings with a silver medal in the 2014 European Championships in the single. Achterberg has competed in the quad in the World Rowing Championships, and she has her Olympic bronze medal from sweeping in the Dutch 8, the only Dutch team to win a medal for the Netherlands at the London Olympics. Like others, rowing was not Chantal's first competitive sport. She was a junior champion swimmer in the Netherlands. But after training in one city and swimming in another, it took its toll. She decided to stop swimming and pick up the oars. Chantal holds a master's degree in life sciences and technology, focusing on cell development, and has started a second master's in human movement science. The discipline from sports certainly translates over to academics and careers for this group. Still a few more minutes before the start of the Women's Gold Cup Challenge Final. We have two boats locked on, the stake boats here, in preparation for the Women's Gold Cup Challenge Final. Very exciting that this event is back here on the Schuylkill River. Again in lane one, Jevy Stone from the United States. In lane two, Mirka Kanapkova from the Czech Republic. In lane three, Kim Crow from Australia. And in lane 4 from the Netherlands, Chantal Achterberg. A 750-meter sprint. About to get underway. And we have a start. Elite women's single sculls on the race course here in Philadelphia for the Gold Cup Challenge, 750 meters. This is going to be an exciting race. It looks like just barely out in front in lane 2 is Mirka. In lane 1, Jevi. And in lane 3, Kim Crow from Australia. And it looks like Mirka is pulling out to a lead in lane 2. Close behind Mirka is Jevi and Kim in lanes 1 and 3. They are about a minute 4 into the race here, a minute 4 into the 750-meter sprint. And it continues to be Mirka from the Czech Republic in lane 2. Kim Crow out in lane 3 from Australia, pulling up, looking very strong. Kim Crow making a big charge back on Mirka. They are well over the halfway point. They are a minute 42 into the race here. And Kim Crow and Mirka looking very strong. Kim Crow from Australia out in lane 3. Mirka from Czech Republic in lane 2. This is a tight race. Jevi Stone in lane 1. And Chantal in lane 4. And Kim Crow making a strong charge here at the end of the race. Mirka in lane 2 from Czech Republic. Kim Crow still strong and from Australia out in lane 3. And in the finish, it looks like it'll be Kim Crow from Australia. Followed by Mirka and Jevi Stone in lane 1. And Chantal. Congratulations to all 4 women competing in this year's Women's Gold Cup Challenge Final. Some exciting racing there. Up next, we have the Men's Gold Cup Challenge Final. In lane 1, Johan Rigon. Johan is a local connection to the Gold Cup, since the original Cup has ties to Vesper Club, where Johan now trains. Johan began his rowing career at the age of 15 and became a national junior and under-23 champion for his home country of France. He then moved to the United States and became a coach, putting his own aspirations on the back burner. This year, Johan returned to the world scene much earlier than he anticipated, with a strong showing at the U.S. National Selection Regatta and a 25th place at his first world competition, the World Rowing Championships in Amsterdam. He says he's about a year ahead of where he had expected to be. He had not had his sights on Amsterdam. Johan knows the river better than any of the others, with his home field advantage pay off in today's race. In lane 2, Mahi Drysdale of New Zealand. Mahe is probably one of the most recognizable faces in rowing today, and some of that is due to his sheer height at 6'7", but more due to his accomplishments and tenure in the sport of rowing. Drysdale is the reigning Olympic gold medalist in the single sculls and also has a 5-time world champion from 2005 to 2011. This year he won 2 World Cup championships, besting Sinek in some exciting races. He won the Diamond Sculls at Henley, and he's training for Rio in 2016. Drysdale placed 4th at the head of the Charles last weekend after hitting a buoy in the last third of the race. His sheer size and power gives him in the last Olympics. Sinek is the reigning world champion, a 3-time world champion, and beat out his rival, Mahe Drysdale, in the 2014 World Finals after dueling with Drysdale all season in the qualifying World Cup races. Sinek is a 2-time silver Olympic medalist in the 2008 Beijing Games and 2012 London Games. He also competed last weekend at the head of the Charles in a double with Norwegian Olaf Tufte, placing 3rd. Today we'll see if the Sinek-Drysdale rivalry continues here in Philadelphia. And in lane 4, Chatel Bourche. Chatel is usually not seen without his doubles partner, Nils Jacob Hoff, but today goes it solo. Chatel and Hoff have competed for years and took the World Cup title in 2013 in the double and have their sights on competing in the next Olympics. Chatel is an accomplished single sculler here in the States, winning the head of the Charles in 2013 and setting a new course record, one that was broken this year by lightweight sculler Andy Campbell of Boston. Chatel came in 2nd, still a very strong showing. Chatel may surprise us all today with a win, as he has very powerful starts that could give him a leg up on the others. We are still a couple minutes away from the elite men's race, the Men's Gold Cup Challenge Final. 4 single sculls across, 750 meters. A very short form race on this beautiful fall day here in Philadelphia. The scullers are approaching the stake boats to get locked on. Racing will begin in a few minutes here. All 4 scullers are locked on. We're about to begin the Men's Gold Cup Challenge Final.
As soon as they start, they come parallel.
And we have a start. Johan from the United States in lane 1, Mahe from New Zealand in lane 2, Andre from Czech Republic in lane 3, and Shay Teal from Norway in lane 4. And it looks like Shay Teal in lane 4 may have edged out to a slight early lead. Very close is Johan in lane 1 from the United States. Johan and Shay Teal pulling away from the other 2. Shay Teal looking very strong, rowing a high cadence in lane 4. Johan very close in second place. Johan from the United States.
All four competitors.
Mahe and Andre in lanes 2 and 3 respectively. And as they cross the halfway mark, Johan in lane 1 looking very strong, making a charge on Shaytil in lane 4. And as they pick it up here, coming into the last 250 meters of the race, the cadence is picking up. And in lane 2, Mahe Drysdale is making a big charge. Mahe Drysdale making a big run. Shaytil outside in lane 4. And Mahe Drysdale. It continues to be Shaytil in lane 4 on the outside. Mahe Drysdale making a big charge at the end of the race here. And it's Shaytil in lane 4, followed by Mahe Drysdale. Andre in lane 3 in third place, and Johan in fourth place. Excellent racing, gentlemen. And unofficially, it looks like Shaytil Borsch from Norway takes that race. The winner of the 2014 Philadelphia Gold Cup Challenge. We want to thank everybody for coming out and witnessing this spectacular racing here back on the Schuylkill River. The Gold Cup Challenge is a wonderful part of Philadelphia tradition, and we want to keep it here. Thank you to all the corporate challengers that raced, and of course the elite scholars for some exciting sprint racing.